Have you ever seen someone that you knew 100% that this person was dumb? This person has very, very low IQ. And yet, this person is rich. And you're wondering, how exactly is this person useful? You know this person. You know this person really, really well. You know they don't know their left from their right. You know they can hardly even tie their own shoelaces. So how come they have all of this money? It used to be one of the things that used to amaze me in the past. In fact, I know many low IQ degenerates who are rich. In fact, I know someone who drinks his face every night. And I'm not kidding. I mean him because I've asked him before. And I said, why exactly do you do this? Because he was trying to recommend it to me. I said, because this is waste from your body. Well, somebody that he trusted told him that it will help him cleanse his body. And of course, I couldn't get him. How does waste that's supposed to be going out of your body cleanse your body when you're drinking? This is how clueless I think this guy is, especially when it comes to health. But this guy is rich. So how does that happen? How does it happen that people who are less intelligent than you are, who are less funny than you are, who are probably even less hardworking than you are, how come they are so rich and you are not? And in fact, majority of the population is not. Now, for most people are going to think and they are going to say, the reason is because, they did something evil. We don't know the kind of business that they do. Maybe they do something that we don't know about. Some people will say they are lucky. Oh, they're just lucky. But trust me, it used to amaze me as well. I used to ask these questions as well in the past. But over the years, I have come to understand that it's not because they are evil people. Many of them are good people. Many of them know what they're doing. I know a multimillionaire who doesn't know how to write his name properly. Yes, doesn't know how to write his name properly. So he has to rely on assistant and his family to do a lot of the writing for him, right? So many of them are good people. Many of them are not lucky in the sense that we think luck works. So what happens? How do these guys get to become as rich as they are? The reason is, number one, the game, especially the game of business, does not reward people who just talk about it, who just debate it, who have all the talking points, who know how to do all of the back and forth of social media. The game of business rewards the people who are actually doers. When you do, when you take action, when you come up with an idea and you test it and it works, or maybe it doesn't work, and then you go refine it and you come back and you test it and you test it and it works. That is how you get rich. That is what the game rewards. The game rewards people who do, people who act. That is the first thing to understand. The second thing to understand is that people who have low IQ, who you think do not deserve to be rich, but yet they are rich, right? People like that, they have incredible amounts of willpower. These guys can go through anything and still stay focused. These guys can power through any misfortune and still stay focused. These guys can go through all sorts of economic downturns, topsy-turvy, and still make it through. I know this because I have one of them who is very close to me. My father has been a multimillionaire in US dollars 3 different times in his lifetime. In fact, he's currently building the $4 million fortune as we speak. He's done it 3 different times. It is hard enough to do it one time, but he's done it 3 times and he's doing it a 4th time. So people who make money are people who have a lot of willpower. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know how much willpower you are. I don't know if you are the sort of person who experiences a setback and they cry, oh, woe is me, come see me. Something bad has just happened to me, so pity me, right? If that is you, if that is the mindset you have, you're not going to make a lot of money. People who make a lot of money are people who go out and they push through no matter the setbacks that they face. I was talking to a friend of mine who is in the pharmaceutical industry, and now they have to make their drugs abroad in India and import them into the country. And now with all of the tariffs, right, and all of the custom duties and everything going haywire, his costs have gone up at least 30 to 40%. And I remember asking him, so what are you guys going to do now? He said, well, we are going to figure it out because I'm not going to go out of business simply because Trump increased the tariffs. And that is the mindset of someone who has a lot of willpower. Now, you have to understand something again about willpower, guys. Willpower is not just something that happens in a vacuum. It's something that happens because you have an unhealthy amount of obsession and optimism. Obsession plus optimism. That is what comes together to create willpower. But obsession and optimism don't just happen on their own. They happen because the opportunity that you are working with creates that optimism, right? And it creates that enthusiasm for you. That is how you do it. And that brings me to the third point. The third point is that people who make a lot of money, whether you think them dumb or whatever, they make that money because they are operating in the right opportunity. They are grafted into the right opportunity. Because when you're grafted into the right opportunity, then suddenly optimism springs forth, hope springs forth, enthusiasm springs forth. And all of these things combine to create willpower. You have to be in the right opportunity. I see a lot of people start businesses and it grieves me to death because I know once I see that they are not going to make much out of that business. And that is going to be another topic for another video. I'm going to talk about how to choose the right business idea for the right economy or for the economy that you are in. We're going to discuss that in a different video. But you have to understand that the opportunity that you are playing in, the niche that you are playing in, the market that you are serving will determine how fast or how slow we go down. I have a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, who got into crypto in the early days of crypto. In fact, he bought cryptocurrency when the Bitcoin was selling for about $130, right? And today, obviously, one Bitcoin is over $100,000, right? So he's built his entire business inside of that industry. He saw the opportunity and he took it. I have another friend of mine who started the first sports betting industry in my country. He ran that business for 14 to 15 years and he sold the business for $100 million to a PE company. So he saw the opportunity and he took it and he had the willpower to overcome all of the challenges. Why did he have that willpower? Because he saw that it was the right opportunity to be in. And how do you know it is the right opportunity to be in? Because you simply can see the results coming. It is the results that creates the enthusiasm. It is the results that creates the optimism. All of this now leads to the willpower. If you choose a business niche or you try to serve a market that is dwindling down rather than exploding, then you're going to have a hard time making money. You're going to have a hard time becoming rich. Today, we're talking about AI, we're talking about agent models, we're talking about e-commerce. These are businesses of the future, right? So you've got to ask yourself, what market am I playing? What niche am I serving? Because it is one of the big determinants. It is, in fact, I believe it is one of the biggest reasons why a lot of supposedly dumb people have a lot of money, because there's some markets that are big, that are huge, that are growing, that are expanding, that are going to be around for the next 1,000 years. So these guys are doers, right? They have confidence where a lot of people are afraid. They do where a lot of people hesitate. They market where a lot of people are self-conscious. And this, my friends, is how people that you think don't have it actually have the thing that everybody looks for. So I hope this video has explained these concepts to you. And I hope that you've learned something from this. If you have, right, I want you to sit back and ask yourself, am I afraid? Do I have confidence? Do I market my business or am I shy about it? Am I playing in the right market niche? Am I serving the right people? Am I serving an industry that is not only surviving, but an industry that is expanding and growing and that will grow well into the future? The answers that you get by asking these questions will give you the insights in order to create the results that you want. Because remember, when we ask great questions, we get great answers, and then great answers help us to make better decisions. Making better decisions gives us the results that we want. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, comment below, tell us what you think about it. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel. It pleases us when we see that you're subscribed and you're watching our videos, and it gives us the motivation to do more of these kind of videos going into the future. So I'll see you again in the next one. Cheers.